wanted to welcome everybody to our on-track presentation today. We're just going to try to let everybody know that registration is coming up starting on October 16th, which is next week. So there are a lot of questions that people have that they want to ask their advisors. So what I want to do today is just kind of go through the most common questions that we have so that we can kind of get those addressed in case you haven't met with your advisor. So probably the most common first question that we get asked is, when can I register for spring? The first day, like I said, is October 16th, next Tuesday. Any Pulaski Tech student, no matter how long you've been here, is eligible to register on that day. So it's up to you to take advantage of your opportunity to register first. New students who are going to start in January, they can't actually register until November 13th. So you get about a month head start where you have the chance to go ahead, get your schedule exactly the way you want it before anybody else comes in and can take the classes that you want. All that you have to do as a student is go on and add those classes on your PTC portal. No reason to stand in line, no reason to come up here after registration is open and kind of wait around for an advisor to help you. All you have to do is meet with an advisor early, get your 3 or 4 classes together that you want to take, then go on and choose your days and times online. So then people always say, you know, what if I'm taking just my basics? You know, that should be easy, right? I'm just taking basic classes, that's all I want to do. But the basics are different depending on which degree it is that you want to get here at PTC. So obviously if somebody comes in and tells me that they want to be a nurse, or somebody comes in and tells me that they want to be a welder, their basics are going to be completely different, nowhere even close to taking the same classes. So it's important to let your advisor know what is the goal that you're working towards. What do you want to do when you finish at Pulaski Tech? And make sure that the classes are required for your degree before you take them. Unfortunately, we have a lot of students who kind of have problems taking extra classes that they don't need. We don't want you to find out later on that you've spent an entire semester of 16 weeks out of your time taking something that's not even required for you. So make sure that those basics are actually basics that you need. Also, you got to know what classes do I take. So you know, if you're not just focusing on basics, what are you going to sign up for? The way you know that is you take your degree plan and you look at it and see what are the classes that are required for me personally. Your degree plan will tell you exactly what to take. There's absolutely zero reason for anybody to ever guess about what classes are required for you. Don't go around here just choosing classes because they sound fun or because you see that one of your friends is taking them. Make sure that class is required for you on your degree plan. So then people are going to want to know, can I sign up for my entire schedule on October 16th? Is that possible? Can I go ahead and get this whole thing done? I wish that were true, but unfortunately it's not, because some classes you are required to meet the prerequisite first. You have to pass that English Comp 1 before you can sign up for your Comp 2. You have to pass that elementary algebra before you sign up for intermediate algebra, and so on and so forth. But I don't want you guys to get frustrated and just say, well, man, if I can't sign up for any of my classes right now, then forget that. I'll just wait until December and make my whole schedule then. Because what you're doing in that situation is you're letting other people beat you to the spot in those classes that you need. Get what you can right now, save those spots for the ones you have to bring in later. But if you want to take that sociology, that history, that art, Spanish, whatever it is that doesn't have a prerequisite, those classes are wide open for anybody. So if you wait around, people are going to beat you to the spot. They're going to take up all those spots in the classes and you have no option when you come back in December. So just don't get frustrated. Do what you can now. Come back after your finals to finish it. You know, so I said that there are a lot of prerequisites that you have to take sometimes. So some people just want to say, you know, what is a prerequisite? I don't even understand what you're saying when you say that. Prerequisite is a class that you have to take before another class. So in all these classes, like your developmentals, your Englishes, your sciences, You have to make a C or better to move on. Everybody to understand that a D does not move you on to your next class. Most of your classes that you take for your first semester, if you're in a college seminar class right now and you're working towards that first semester, these classes you're taking right now are prerequisites. So you have to pass them to move on. So that's your most important thing to do. So then people are going to say, while I'm in these developmental classes, why do I have to take these? Why are you guys punishing me? Why are you making me take all this extra stuff? That's not Pulaski Tech trying to hold you back. We're not trying to make college difficult for you. What we're doing is putting you in the classes that the state of Arkansas requires you to take. Unless you score directly into English Comp 1 or directly into college algebra, then you are required to take developmental classes. There's just no way around it unless you go and test out. So most of these classes are required to be completed as prerequisites before you can go on to your speech or your biology or your physical science or a lot of these others that come along down the line. So if you're in developmental classes, that is your number one priority when you register for classes to get into your next reading, your next writing, your next math. Those are the keys that unlock the door to everything that y'all are going towards in the future. So now you're going to say, y'all are making me take all these developmental classes. How in the world am I going to finish my degree in 2 years? Because everyone gets caught up on that term 2-year school. Now, I know everybody says Pulaski Tech is a 2-year school, but it's going to take you however long it takes you to finish this degree. Everybody's different. Some people are going to take 2 years, some people are going to take 3, some people are going to take 8 years. It just depends on how many classes that you take at a time and how many classes that you have to drop or fail or repeat in any sort of way. So obviously, if you're only taking one class at a time, there's no way that you're going to finish in 2 years. So I don't want you to get caught up on what's going to happen 2 years from now. Every semester, you need to treat that kind of as its own little thing, and if you can complete that semester successfully, you've been successful, and now you're ready to take on the next one. But make sure you're always aware that how many classes you take at once, how many developmentals you have to take, those all determine how long it's going to take you to finish school. Nobody's going to make you leave in 2 years. I get asked that all the time. It's kind of a funny question to me is, what's going to happen at the end of 2 years? Are they going to make me leave? No. As long as you are willing to come back, we will have a place for you, and we'll keep working towards your degree until you finish, no matter how long that does take. So then after that, people are going to say, you're telling me that I can go part-time, but don't I have to be full-time? And the answer to that is no. Nobody has to be a full-time student at Pulaski Tech. We're here to kind of cater to you, whatever your needs are. If you need to be a part-time student because you work a lot, that's fine. We'll do what's best for you. If you want to take more than 12 hours, I encourage you to do that. When I was in college, my first semester, I took 12 hours only. I did not work. All I did was take 12 hours. It honestly felt like I was doing nothing. I had so much free time, I didn't know what to do with myself. So some of you could be in that same situation. You're not a really busy person right now. You don't have a full-time job. You don't have children. In that situation, go ahead and take on 15 hours, 16 hours, even 18 possibly if you feel comfortable with it. There is nothing wrong with getting done with your degree quicker, moving on to your next step that you want to accomplish in life. Just do what is best for you personally. Then probably where we come around to one of our most common questions is people come in and they ask us, what do I have to take for electives? My degree plan has this list that says I have to take 15 hours of electives or I have to take 12 hours of electives. What are those? What are the classes that count? Well, technically an elective is any class that you're not taking for one of your other degree requirements. So it can be anything. But just be very careful, because if you intend to transfer on to a 4-year school somewhere, You need to make sure you're taking transferable electives, that you're taking other classes that are listed on that Associate of Arts or Associate of Science. And it may sound really cool to want to pick up a welding class. Maybe you've always wanted to do that, but you got to be careful and make sure that that school that you're going on to is going to accept that class. You don't want to think you finished your whole degree and realize you got to take some of these classes over. But when in doubt, anytime you have questions, that's probably the one thing I want everybody to know, is that if you have a question, please ask. There are a bunch of people that work at Pulaski Tech that we would not even work here. We would not draw a paycheck if not for answering your questions. That's what our job is. So please ask. Please ask an advisor. So then you're going to say, well, who is my advisor? Who am I supposed to go to? I have no idea who I'm supposed to talk to. Actually, most students do not have an assigned advisor. You can come see anybody in the advising center up on the 3rd floor of the campus center, or if you go to the South Campus or the West Campus, in the student services areas of those campuses, they have advisors. Anybody that's working on Associate of Arts or Associate of Science can see anybody in the advising center, because we advise all the general students here at Pulaski Tech. But if you're working on a specific degree, you're working on cosmetology, culinary, one of our trades, education, computer science, the list goes on about all these specific degrees, you need to see the departmental advisor in your area. So there's a list that you can get in the advising center that will tell you based on what degree you're working on, who your advisor is going to be and how to contact them. I always try to tell people to go to the experts when you're doing your taxes. Please go to an accountant, right? You don't go and ask just any random person, how do you file taxes? You go to somebody who does it for a living. Same thing here. Just because somebody works at Pulaski Tech does not mean they know everything about everything. You got to go to the right person. Everybody's got kind of a specialty, something they know a lot about. So if you're working on one of these kind of degrees, make sure that you get there. So kind of to wrap it up, I just wanted to make sure that everybody has had a chance to meet with an advisor. This week's the best week to do so if you hadn't already. Registration starts up pretty soon, so you need to have a plan. We don't want anybody just logging on to the portal on the 16th and saying, well, I'm here to sign up for my classes, but I don't know what to do, don't know what to take. That's why we're here. So please come see us. Please make your plan, get it all together. College is all about planning ahead. We all know people who are super smart that bombed out of college. We all know people who nobody ever thought would make it, that worked hard, did well, and got that degree. So as long as you take it seriously, you plan ahead, you get that stuff taken care of, handle your business, you will have no problems here, and hopefully you will leave here with a degree and be able to make a good living with it. So unless there's anything else that you ever need from an advisor, we will be seeing you this semester. So good luck to you all.